Good day. My name is Sheila K. Elias. I am part of your research team for the location and management of the film Dry Days. Dry Days is an action thriller with the likes of North by Northwest, Silence of the Lambs, and The Fugitive. It is set in the future where water is scarce. The film opens with hero and heroine being chased by someone or something. Almost on death's door, they encounter a corpse half buried. The heroine realizes that the guy died of drowning. But how is that possible in a desert? Their quest begins for water. Will the couple survive, or will survival of the fittest reign? The prime location for this film is Australia. In the Northern Territory, South Australia, and Queensland and Central Australia, the Simpson Desert is a large area of dry, red, sandy plain and dunes. It is the fourth largest Australian desert and is the world's largest sand dune desert. Water from the Great Artesian Basin rises to the surface at numerous natural springs. The area has an extremely hot, dry desert climate. Rainfall is minimal, only averaging about 150 millimeters per year, and falling mainly in summer. Temperatures in summer can approach 50 Celsius, and large sandstorms are common. Winters are generally cool. However, heat waves, even in middle of July, are not unheard of. The plan is to shoot in the months of April and May. With Queen Elizabeth at its head as Queen of Australia, Australia is a federal parliamentary constitutional monarchy. With frequent elections, voting, and a written constitution, Australia's government is a liberal democratic tradition. It is also a free open market. To film in Australia, clearances are needed for the music, actors, script content, and locations. Contracts and licenses must be in place. As for location, a local agreement is needed with the local council, and public liability insurance is needed also. Australian currency is the Australian dollar. It has ranked in the top 10 of the most traded currency. Much the same as the U.S. currency, their currency consists of coins and paper notes in the amount of 1, 2, 5, 10, and 20 cents and notes. Currently, for every Aussie dollar, you will get 0.7488 US dollars. The value of exports and imports taken together equals 41% of the gross domestic product. Their gross domestic product worth in 2016 of the fourth quarter is $1.3 million. They saw a growth of 2.4% in that fourth quarter. They are ranked 12th per the GDP per capita. In 2015, the gross domestic product was $1.34 trillion. The GDP growth and trend is driven by the rise in food, recreation and culture, and insurance, and other financial services. The current trend has final household spending up, with government expenditure flat. Australia's house wealth has increased by 1.3%. The top 10% of households now owns at least 50% of Australia's total household wealth, with the poorest 40% of the households having virtually no share in the nation's wealth. The wealth inequality is increasing for Australia's middle class. There is an underlying threat of terrorism in Australia, and the level of crime, though, is not higher than in the UK. The biggest threat at this time is the wildlife in the desert, including snakes. In February 2017, The unemployment rate was 5.8%. The percentage participation rate was 64.6%. While the employment rate increased, so did the unemployment rate. In 2014 to 2015, 1.2 million persons were unemployed but wanted jobs. The current inflation rate of Australia is 2.1% as of March 2017. That was increased from 1.5% in December 2016. There are more than 300 airports with paved roads, heavily relying on the roads for transportation. Every household has at least one car. Within the capital cities, there are also public transportation, including railways. Fossil fuels like coal and natural gas are their energy source for utilities. The top exports for Australia are iron ore, coal briquettes, petroleum gas, gold, and wheat. The top 3 imports in 2015 were cars, refined petroleum, and computers. As for minimum wage, there is a pay calculator to use to figure minimum wage. Certain employees with disability, junior and apprentices, and trainee pay rates have different pay entitlements. Although there is a pay calculator to figure out minimum wage, Australia has the scenic locations, the infrastructure, and the economy to support our film. Thank you.